Hi everyone, it's Sue with Ully Cat's Designs and Ully Cat's World blog. And today I have a light up card using one of the new Karen Burniston November 2025 release dies. And this one is the pine cone. And we're going to be making a light up wreath using Pear Blossom Press's Halo Light combo set, which gives you one halo and two one lights. So when you open the package of the lights, you'll see this. And what you want to do is take a pair of needle nose pliers and just take out the two one lights so that you're left with the halo. And then it comes with batteries for each of those. And I'm going to show you, I've already got one set up with its battery. And you can see how the lights work. And on the back, I've taken an 1/8 inch wide double-sided tape and I just put it around the back side. You could use more of that same tape. I just happen to have some 1/2 inch wide double-sided tape as well. I'm going to use my grid to kind of line up the center of this card, and we're just going to attach that straight to the front. And I have cut out 12 of the smaller branches from the pine cone set, and we're just going to use our glue and we will start gluing them down. I'm going to try to glue paper to paper, but I'm not putting any glue at the top branches because I want to be able to slip that under, and then we'll just keep doing that around the rest of the sides. Now that I've gotten the full circle around, I will start putting pieces overlapping just to kind of fill it out. And you may have noticed that when I am around where the battery goes, I'm gluing on the inside, whereas on these other ones I'll glue on the outside. To make the bow, I'm using from the Dog and Cat Playful add-on set. I'm using the largest of the cat ears, one of the eyes, and then the paws. And the paws are going to be the tail end of the ribbons. And then we can just glue them together. You could probably also assemble this directly onto battery because that's what we're trying to cover up. And that's how I made the bow. And I've cut from the pinecone set 10 little red dots with berries. And there's my card front. It will light up. I've used the smallest pine cones in the pine cone set for the wreath, but I want to show you how I colored them. So I'm using one of the larger ones, make it a little easier to see. My first thing is I just kind of took my finger and popped up all the little, for lack of a better term, petals, I'm going to say. Then I took my brown ink and I just took my finger across it so that I would emphasize hitting the ends of those petals. And then as a final touch, I took my white gel pen, which you can get on the Karen Burniston website, and just drew little lines under the ends of tips of all of the petals, including the ones on the side, to get that effect. And then I take my pokey tool and I poke up all of those petals so that they're probably further up than we really need. But for the process of gluing, I want to make sure they're all up. And I found that the pokey tool worked better than my fingers to open these all up. And then I'm just putting glue along the edge pieces and where there's a big enough space in the interior. I'm using my fine tip bottle of glue. Again, something else that Karen Burniston sells on her website, along with the Limeco pH neutral glue. Of course, when this card gets mailed and put in, those petals will go down, but it does give a more realistic pinecone look. I'm using Karen Burniston's Christmas Wish stamp set from her October 2025. I'm using the Merry Christmas and wishing you twinkly lights and cozy nights. I'm also using from the November release the greeting labels. And I've used this tiny rectangle for Merry Christmas to go inside the wreath. And then I've used this large stitched label to stamp the inside greeting. And just added some borders from the same paper set and also on the back. And there's our finished light up card using the halo lights, our new pine cone dies from Karen Burniston, the dog and cat playful add-on set to make the bow, and the greeting labels for our sentiments. And there's plenty of white space here to make your personal message. And there's the back. I hope you enjoyed this and got some inspiration, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.